Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Hey, Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape. All right, so this week up on the docket, of course, as always, we're going to be starting off with whatever we have to update you with, whether that be stuff that we've done on the account, items we may have got, or videos we might have come out with. And then we'll be going into the community showcase. We actually have a showcase and on top of that, a Gielinor Gazette as well. So we'll try to go over that kind of quickly just because usually that's stuff that we've already covered in the past, but a little bit of a
review usually.
Yeah, a little bit of a review for anyone that might have missed anything. So you can either go back and listen to our past episodes after for updates on this, or you can just go check out the actual Gazette, which will have all of the links that you are going to want. Mm-hmm. And then we'll go into this week's update, which is actually pretty exciting for a lot of players. It's going to be the point-based combat achievements.
Yes, huge.
Yeah, people have been asking for this for quite a number of months.
Since it came out.
Since it was mentioned quite a few months ago, people have been really clamoring for this. So we'll be talking about its implementation as well as the update this week. And of course, as always, we'll be ending off with a Q&A.
Yep.
And for anyone wondering how to get their questions in the Q&A, you can feel free to ask us on any of our socials, including on stream. Michelle does stream 5 days a week at Bunebape on Twitch, as well as anywhere in our Discord, specifically, hopefully, the questions channel.
Yeah, we have a podcast questions channel. If you ask other places, we might just answer you not realizing that you want to be on the podcast. So clarify if it's anywhere.
Yeah, if you really want it to be answered in both places, maybe on the podcast and in real time, let us know, and we can do both. So that being said, before we get into anything else, Michelle, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. So I'm an old maiden now.
Yes.
I turned 27 this week.
Yeah, no disrespect to anyone that is older.
No, I'm not actually an old maiden. I'm a spinster. So it was kind of funny because as you get older, people would always say you kind of forget how old you are sometimes. And I was like, yeah, right. And it's totally a thing. Like,
yeah.
I said I'm saying I'm 28 because Robert's 28. But anyway, I thought it was funny because I was streaming the night before and I was awake at midnight. I wasn't planning on it. But I meant to be like, yay, I'm 27. And I actually said, yay, I'm 26. And I was like, wait, no, God, I don't know. But yeah, it was really good. I got to hang out with my niece for my birthday, which was nice. I haven't seen her in months. And then we got some delicious food and I did a birthday stream.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The birthday stream was super fun. Did a lot of raids. I feel bad that didn't really do that much stuff that I advertised. No hide and seek or anything. But I did do a lot of bong giveaways. And we did play some Mario Kart at the end of the stream.
I guess that's cool.
Yeah, I guess. It was fun. I was feeling like weirdly insecure almost about wanting to play games because I wanted to do like a costume party and I don't know why, but I was like, no one will even want to dress up. So that's just my own fault. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. And if you stop by, thank you. I appreciate it. There's a couple people that came by that said that they listened to the podcast. So thank you. Shout out you guys.
Yeah,
it's very kind always. For listening. It was funny though, because one person who came from the podcast did say something about how they were like, oh, you did say that you swear on stream, but I wasn't expecting it or something like that. And Robert called me a sailor. But anyway, this is our little censored podcast, so you don't even need to know about that.
Yeah, we try to make the podcast family friendly.
Yeah, the stream not so much.
Yeah,
it's harder when it's live.
Michelle is uncontrollable.
What? That's not true.
Yeah, totally true. I didn't, just for anyone wondering, I didn't curse the whole time I streamed at all.
I don't think that's true.
That is true.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because for the same reason I don't curse on here.
Anyway, the stream's marked as mature. It's fine.
Oh, okay. So no rules.
For the longest time, it wasn't marked as mature. And then I was like, I kind of swear a lot. I should probably just change the setting. But anyway, yeah, so doing a lot of raids this week. We saw a ring split, imagine.
Wow.
We didn't even split it because it was going to be less than a mil a person. But we did see a bigger split. Somebody got chaps, and that was 21 mil each.
Masori chaps.
TOA. Yeah, sorry, I should have specified. So that was a lot of fun. I also did like kind of a lot of combat achievements this week. I did like some entry mode top ones and a couple TOA ones, and it's been really cool because I have this stream loots on the stream, which basically get like trading cards to make me do stuff, and Kofly has been redeeming for me to do combat achievements. I don't know why Kofly has like 5 of those cards.
Yeah.
But it's actually been fun doing them. So I'm not the most upset about it, but
have you logged in and checked what your rank is?
My rank in combat achievements?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like 28 points away from being able to finish the elite. Which
Nice.
is so cool. Then I can get the Jad
Yeah,
help.
so kind of a sneak peek into the actual update this
Spoilers.
week is for anyone that doesn't know, you don't have to do all of the elites to be done with elite, for example. Like
Yeah.
Michelle just needs to do a couple more masters and she could be done with elite.
Yeah. The thing is that you have to do ones that are higher level. Like I have some master and grandmaster done from doing raids.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But some of them are easy. Like some of them are just kill 50 Vorkath or something like that.
Those are more elite ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was like one we did yesterday, the Chompington, which is where you kill Zabak with melee only, but you can do it on a 150. So we just turned off all the invos there, and there was like 5 of us, and we all just meleeed him.
No, you can't do it on a 0?
Nah, it has to be normal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then we did the one where you don't bring any of your own supplies into the raid, and that one was pretty chill. We also just did a 150.
Yeah.
So it was pretty fun, and those are both masters.
Yeah,
so,
pretty easy.
I mean, it could take a couple attempts. We had to we wiped or didn't wipe it. We reset on one of the first ones. But yeah, it was fun overall. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, some masters and grandmasters are actually pretty easy, obviously, compared to other ones. Like all the perfected ones are kind of annoying to do.
Yeah,
so.
I don't really have. I think I have like the perfected Baba puzzle room that I got on accident once.
Yeah.
It was like it.
Yeah, I feel like if you do anything enough times, you'll probably get like most of them done just because of the amount of time that you're there.
That's what I'm hoping is that like some of the perfect ones. I'm like, please just finish this without me even realizing.
When are you gonna do all the when are you gonna do all the gauntlet ones?
I don't really know Gauntlet, man. I need to practice more.
Yeah, at least it's really fast and doesn't take a lot of time, and is easy.
I mean, I think Gauntlet's actually very fun, but it sucks whenever you don't get the KC, and then it's like, oh, do I really want to do this again?
Yeah, I think it's fun, but
it's fun because I have like 12 KC. I don't know how fun it is once you get higher, obviously, and I've never done Corrupted.
I think it'd be more fun if there was less emphasis on the Hunlift fight, because it kind of just feels like the first 5 minutes for Corrupted is like obviously the prep phase. It kind of doesn't matter. Like the prep phase is almost always the same, and then you spend the next 2 minutes on the Hunlift fight, and then he's just like such a difficult boss, and he makes it kind of like it just like feels a little punishing. Obviously that's kind of the point, but
yeah. It's just after spending that many minutes preparing, you think it's too annoying.
It feels kind of like a way, like if you went into Ulm, like if the whole fight was just you went and like prepared for Ulm for 5 minutes just making potions, and then you went in there and got deleted in the first minute, and then that was it. You just
Side note, that's why I love Chambers so much, because if you get deleted, you just go right back in.
Yeah, so that's actually almost exactly like what it is. Like if you just like went and made potions for 5 minutes, and then you went and fought Ulm and just got
it's like if you had to make pots
something.
in one of the other raids and you could still wipe.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I definitely see what you mean. That makes me even more scared to try Corrupted. So
yeah, it's just
that's not gonna happen for a second.
Yeah, because I mean, to be fair, Hunlift is a pretty tough boss, and he only gets harder the longer you're fighting him. So
yeah, and everyone said that Corrupted is like twice as hard as regular.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Especially because
I can't even consistently do regular.
Yeah, I honestly, if you are struggling with Corrupted, my biggest advice would be to just do regular as if you were doing Corrupted until you
do
get
the timing and stuff.
Yeah, because like for Corrupted, for regular, you have time to get like tier 3 armor.
Yeah, so that's what I was doing before, and whenever I was doing it a few weeks ago during bingo, people were like, "You don't need tier 3, just do like tier 1." And I was like, what?
So for like the speedrunners will even do like no armor for
oh my gosh,
for like regular gauntlet, and then tier 1 for Corrupted. So I'd honestly recommend just like getting really good at tier 1 armor, because then that'll make it way easier transitioning.
Because you are not gonna have time to make tier 3 whenever you're doing Corrupted.
Yeah, I mean honestly, you barely if you're efficient and or lucky, you could do tier 2 on Corrupted.
But probably not.
But it's just like not as reliable, or if it is, then you're spending absolutely all of your prep time like doing stuff.
Jeez.
Which is kind of annoying. But I don't know, that's at least in my experience. I don't have a ton of KC there, but that's what I found.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I like what I've tried so far, but I just don't like it more than raids enough to go do that instead.
Yeah, I like it more than raids because it's
solo.
Well,
and
not
quick.
not just that it's solo, but that there's zero requirements. Like
Oh,
that's
I
my
love that you
favorite
don't have to bring
part.
in gear or anything.
Yeah,
That part's really nice.
my favorite part is you don't have to bring anything ever.
That'll be nice whenever you get there on your GIM account.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then you'll get frustrated though about the drop rates, I'm sure.
I honestly just can't be asked to do any of the elf quests right now. They're so annoying.
They are very annoying. At least the quest helper will help.
Yeah,
But
I guess so.
what have you been up to on your account? I know you've been doing some more skilling.
Yeah, I did. I did some mining. So I actually got my mining from 70, I think 76 to 80. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I was just trying to get some of my skills to base 80s, which takes way longer.
No, that's like a huge goal.
Yeah. So after that, I was like kind of thinking of AFK stuff to do. So I might actually go back to cutting teaks and saving those planks for whenever I go and do construction. But
Oh, true.
for the time being, I'm actually at Guardians of the Rift. And what's really cool is, well, I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but not really. I mean, it's
I
not
was
like
gonna say the update this week.
it's not like we keep anything a secret here. Obviously, it's just an update. So
Sometimes we like to make you guys wait.
yeah, so it's kind of cool that I haven't gotten any of the rares yet. That's not cool. But
That's really cool, actually.
what's kind of cool is this week they did add the Abyssal Lantern to the trader, so now you can buy it, but it's really, really expensive.
It's only there in case you happen to go past the drop rate, I think.
Yeah, it is more expensive. You'd have to play more games than I've played total on both of my accounts combined.
And we were playing a lot that first couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like insanely long. It's probably like the games are what, like 10 minutes?
10 to 15.
10 to 15. So you'd have to play around 200.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot of minutes. What is that, 2,000 to
And that's
3,000 minutes?
No wipes, not buying any other rewards.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're within the drop rate of pearls.
Yeah, the thing that sucks is that it costs the same resource as it would cost to get the outfit. So it's like that's 200 if you've already got the outfit, which I mean, I as well as most people that want it don't. So you'd have to, do.
Yeah, it's like, what do you prioritize? The lantern? Because it gets you more points, right?
I think
It's more than the entire outfit.
I don't. It's like so hard to say because it's like, oh, if you did the 200 games, would it be way better to have your last 100 games give you 60% more runes as an Iron Man?
True.
Or would you rather have your next, 100 games to get the outfit be to the point where you don't have to repair your bags and you get more points? So it's like
It's
it's
really hard to
it's
choose.
really like a lose-lose. So
Yeah.
I mean, eventually it's a win-win, but really it feels like a lose-lose.
Yeah, it's nice that they added it, but we're obviously still hoping that you just get the drop.
Yeah, it's like really unfortunate.
It's a last case scenario.
I've done I've opened at least 100 caches now, which is, I mean, to be fair, not that many. I haven't been there that long. I'm only I think 60. I'm 64 rune crafting, I think, which is not that high, obviously, but even in all that time, the only rare I've got, and I've only done rune crafting there.
Yeah.
I even got to level whatever 24 just based off the quest alone. But yeah, I've only been there, and I have only ever got one rare on my Iron Man, which is a die.
It's
Yeah.
so funny because I've literally never gotten a die.
I haven't gotten the necklace, I haven't gotten the book, and I haven't gotten, of course, anything else that would be worthwhile.
Yeah, all the stuff that you want, like the needle, the lantern.
Yeah, and I'm already behind because I didn't know they'd be adding the lantern, so I bought the pants.
Oh, would you
So-
have waited, do you think?
Maybe just because I do
The lantern's pretty
have
good.
I do have the fire making to use redwoods. So
Oh, but you have to chop a log. You have to get a redwood log.
I feel like I haven't looked into it, but I feel like you could get a redwood log somewhere.
I don't know for sure. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like either way, I feel like I could. I don't know, but
And if not, woodcutting is a pretty quick skill to AFK, which is what you want to do.
yeah, but it's 90. It takes a long time.
Oh, it
so,
took me forever.
Yeah, so I don't know. Either way, I could light it, which was tempting, but I don't have the log, so I was gonna look into it, but I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm personally gonna go with the outfit first, regardless, and just hope that I get the lantern. But I mean, honestly, I don't know. So yeah, unfortunate. Either way, the mini game's pretty fun. I think it's become like chiller for me as a mini game as time has gone on because I've like cared less and less.
I remember you used to get a little heated whenever you'd miss the portals.
I still am like annoyed at the timing because it's like the timing is so close for I don't know how anyone else does it, but like I'll like charge one of the shields and then go start mining the shards, and then by the time I get enough shards, I like barely make it for one trip, and then the portal has like 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
So if I don't like quickly deposit my stuff, if I'm trying to be, I mean, obviously if I'm not trying to be as efficient as possible, I could just immediately run there, but I'd lose out on like extra
You're trying
inventory.
to be efficient.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know, it's kind of annoying. Again, I kind of just wish it was like it's because it's such a long skill. I wish it was more brainless like Winter Taught.
Really? I feel like it's well, the portals kind of change it, so it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there is timings, which is the only thing that like
Timings get a little
requires
stressy.
that requires you to actually think about anything. But Winter Taught doesn't have that, so
Yeah.
it's like
It just has the cold hitting you without you realizing that, which is annoying.
yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, they're not going to change it, so this is mindless or just like
Pointless.
pointless like whining, but like because I don't want the XP to be as good as Winter Taught. I don't care about the XP. I just wish it was as brain dead, so I could just be watching like because I was watching like movies or videos or whatever while doing it, so I did miss the portal a few times, and I was just like, oh my god, it's such a hassle.
If you care about getting the best XP, it's not the most mindless.
Yeah, it's like, all right, cool. I guess I'll just go hit this rock for the next 55 seconds until I can go and like reset my route or whatever.
You know what's funny? I remember watching one of Bastilla's streams when she was playing Albion, and she said that she was logged into RuneScape at the time at Guardians of the Rift, just mining the Guardian rock over and over.
Yeah, that's something we talked about on here is because you can mine it
You could just-
indefinitely.
It's not good XP per hour, but it's probably so AFK because they don't despawn.
Yeah, and so there's bots that will just be in there mining.
Yeah.
Because you can mine literally 24/7. Obviously not during the downtime, which is like I think a minute.
Honestly, I should do that.
But yeah, it's the only place that has infinite mining.
Yeah, it's probably only like 10k an hour, but it's 10k more than I'm getting because I'm not doing anything right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, I did look it up, and you can get redwood logs from the Shades of Catacombs minigame.
Shades of Morton.
Yeah, it's something I haven't even done much. I've only done because of clues. Yeah, Shade Catacombs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever even done it.
I've never done the minigame. I've seen people do it because it's like
Cool. It's not the most common drop.
it's
either.
an uncommon moneymaker is what
Yeah.
it is.
It's
So
a little fun.
yeah, I mean, I could definitely do that. I've already done the quest, so
Yeah, that'd be easy for you.
that'd be easier than getting 91 woodcutting. So
Actually.
I'd probably, if I ever got the lantern, I would just do that because you literally only need one redwood log.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Watch you go super dry on it.
I mean, even if I did, it would still be faster than 91 woodcutting.
90 woodcutting.
Or okay, yeah, it'd be faster than anything.
Actually,
anything above whatever
you know
woodcutting
what?
I am now.
That one level is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But yeah, either way, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Working on Guardians of the Rift and slowly moving up my skills to 70s and 80s. Still kind of like not really playing, but like just kind of from time to time.
Any interest in PVM soon?
No, not really. I was
Fair.
even thinking about making a skilling character because
Skilling account?
Yeah, because I don't know. I care so little about combat right now.
That's so funny. It used to be so the opposite.
Well, yeah.
But I guess that we've switched. Now I'm like a raider, which I would have never foreseen.
Yeah. I mean, still can't do Corrupted Gauntlet, but
But you can't do TOA.
I mean, I definitely probably could, but
But I could do Gauntlet if I got used to it too.
Oh wow. Okay, we're fighting. We're fighting. All right. Tell us in the comments which is more difficult, Expert TOA or Corrupted Gauntlet.
Oh, I don't want to know. If it's corrupted, I'd believe you straight up.
All right. So Community Showcase is the
Moving
first thing that
on.
we are going to be talking about. So this is for April 2023. Obviously, it is not April anymore. So this is
we will be skipping this.
So this is for April. Welcome back to another Community Showcase, chock-a-block with your fantastic artwork, letters, and achievements. So also, there's a bunch of random stuff at the beginning.
Yeah,
that we're
the dear
skipping.
posty Pete that we are not rooting those.
Also, randomly shout out to some players. Honestly, this is not the best Community Showcase, but we'll continue on.
Yeah, they have some really cool art that they're showing pictures of. They have a Tangleroot tattoo that they said they lost a bet and they had to get it. That's
Yeah.
pretty cute.
Honestly,
I love some
I
art.
thought the art section was good.
I love the art. Every time that we see it. It
Yeah.
says old school zombies mode. Like, come on. That's awesome.
Yeah. The art I think was really well done.
Yeah.
And then I thought the funniest thing, honestly, the most ironic thing that they decided to showcase was the clan hall. Someone made a picture of a packed clan hall with a bunch of people sitting down, eating, drinking, partying, people doing like the quest cape emote. Everyone's on the second floor, cheesecakes or cheesecapes all around.
Cheesecakes.
Yeah, and it's just like,
I've never seen a packed clan hall.
because this has never happened.
Because this is a picture.
This is literally,
art.
yeah, this has literally never happened.
This is a work of art.
So yeah, honestly, what could have been really sad.
What could have been?
What
We're so
could have
excited.
Yeah. Also, that Vorkath picture is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, definitely check out the art. We have such talented people in this community. It's so sick.
Yeah, it's really, really weird.
Vorkath is a very scary monster, and they did a good depiction of that. Like,
Yeah,
we forget that he's literally a zombie dragon. Like, how gnarly is that?
He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we have some video highlights. I was actually really glad to see this because originally when I first was scrolling, I was like, the first video is skill specs, which, really well known in the community. I was like, why are they always highlighting like bigger creators? But they do actually highlight a lot of lesser known people right after that.
Lesser known compared to these other people.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, just, lesser known in general
Yeah.
in the community. And a lot of them are newer creators as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, so besides skill specs, we have Skeldor, created a new chunk Iron Man, it looks like. Maybe an Iron Man. Definitely seems like one. Either way, they do have a new series going on, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. It says, a young barbarian from Barbarian Village on adventure to join the Barbarian Outpost.
Yeah. So we also have Blue Manchu's lore series. So if you are interested in what all of the quests mean, then you can check them out. They only have not even 200 subscribers. So like I said,
hope that they've gotten more since this has been posted, because that sounds like people would be super into that.
Yeah. So like I said, newer creators. So it's pretty cool to highlight them. And then also we have, of course, Imps Only or Implings Only.
You've talked about her before, right?
Yeah. She has actually a really nice series, not just on Imps, but actually a lot of really interesting and or weird accounts. Funny enough, I don't know if it still is, but her other account that leveled to 99 purely by doing shooting stars did get banned.
Oh, yeah. Did it get unbanned? I don't know.
Like I said, I don't know.
I forgot about that.
Hopefully it did, but yeah. So they're highlighting her Impling Only series, where she did catch tens of thousands of Implings only. And,
only?
Yeah, so that's a pretty good series. And then we also have Spook Dog. So this is a... What is
You need to watch this. This is a video literally called Bored in OSRS, and it's giving advice on how to never be bored on OSRS again.
Yeah.
Robert needs to watch this.
You could watch this video. I guarantee it doesn't work, but yeah, it might be interesting. Then we also have a video out by Relic RS. Check them out. Also about a grind with some laid back vibes, killing some ogres. And then finally, we have JCW. For anyone that missed their first speedrun max series, they did end up, unfortunately, losing to Hejong. Hejong, I think it is.
I don't know any of this.
Yeah, you don't know anything. But so JCW and Hejong also both started a max Cape speedrun a little while ago.
Oh, we did talk about this before.
Yeah, they both started at around the same time, so they kind of made a little competition out of it. And I think JCW did lose by a few hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how many. I think it might have been like 9 or 19, something around that. Either way, they ended up taking the L, but JCW is back because they are the king of masochism and wants to max again, but as an Iron Man.
I'm just thinking about how long that's going to take for the fletching and stuff as an iron.
Yeah. I will not be spoiling it, but they are starting the series as a hardcore Iron Man.
But will it be ending it as a hardcore?
Who knows?
Moving on to some community achievements. So for our first achievement this month, War Turtle 362 ended up achieving 17 99s in a single day in order to max. We respect the restraint and wish you all the best in your max adventures. I don't know how anyone could do that. I just can't. It's like people who stack clue scrolls like a crazy amount. I can't even do that. I do
Yeah.
100 and I feel like I'm losing it.
I feel like if anything, I would just do them all.
All the skills.
Yeah, well, I'll just
I
wait for
think
all of them.
it's harder because the combat.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, someone I haven't seen them highlight. I don't even know if they actually really make videos of this, but I have seen them before. They actually have an account where they go through and max every single skill one by one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think, is it the one where they're like kind of locked in the area till they max?
No.
That's different.
Yeah, that's Limpwort.
There's so many different accounts. Cool.
Yeah, this one is they just specifically are training one skill at a time.
Dang, that's fun.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
Next up, a big GZ2 base who managed to achieve a fire cape with his Ironman defense pure. So that is everything at all combat at 1 health except for defense at 60 and hit points at 48.
Yeah,
That's
actually
just
really
one
good.
hit off prayer and you'd be dead.
Well, yeah, and also,
you can't hit for anything.
That means you have to actually pray 3 things against Jad, which is also, pretty difficult.
Wait, 1 prayer. You can't do overheads.
Oh.
Oh my god, I don't even understand how they did this.
Yeah, actually, now I think about it, they had to just tick eat literally everything.
Wait, what? That's awful.
So this is actually
this is crazier than I realized.
It would be similar to how they did the level 3 fire cape, but just with more health.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Luckily, they did have a poison spear, which did, I'm sure, make it a lot easier.
Yeah, but still, oh my goodness.
Yeah, definitely easier than tick eating, a million recoil rings worth of food, but probably still not easy by any means.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Speaking of capes, Bayek has just earned an untrimmed Slayer cape on their hardcore iron. Big GZGZ. That sounds so hard. I've died so many times doing Slayer.
That's actually a pretty big flex considering they didn't get, obviously that's untrimmed, which is,
it's their first 99.
Yeah, I think that's really rare for, I think, the vast majority of players. Definitely, especially not having 99 health, not even 98 on any of their combats.
They must have done
health.
Like a little bit of like using every genie lamp towards Slayer and stuff.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It seems like there's another player there celebrating with them. Maybe they were even using some other strategies where they were able to like pool enemies and like, I don't know, do something like that, like some unique strategy. But
I wonder.
Yeah, definitely kind of a sick
flex.
Yeah, sick flex.
Next up is Solo Yo-Yo, who has achieved the crazy accomplishment of earning a total of 1 billion XP on their account.
Exactly 1 billion.
Exactly 1 billion. I am at 300 million, I think.
Yeah.
So
flexing with the Tecton pet.
Dang. And they're wearing like full gilded with the lava dragon mask. It's the fashion scape of the century. This one's an older bit of news, but it's definitely reminding you all of the fantastic achievements of My Hands Don't Work, who achieved a solo Fang Kit and Inferno Cape with disabilities. Literally, their hands don't work, and they are able to do it.
Very literally,
super
their
sick.
Name.
Yeah. Finally, this one's more of a shout out than an achievement, but Bolerick would like to give a massive thank you to Jarl Camp Bank for all the help and assistance.
You say Jarl?
Jarl.
Oh, shout out everyone! Just so you know,
start it over.
Michelle hasn't played Skyrim like a noob. It's Jarl Can't Bank.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say that was an I, not L. Okay, that's less embarrassing. For all the help and assistance he brings to lower level ultimates. Keep up the good work, Jarl.
Wow.
I wanted to say it fun.
Wow, that was really cool. All right.
Cool. Well, I like seeing everyone's accomplishments.
Yeah, shout out to everyone that has an achievement, and I mean. Also, I guess we could probably shout out, if anyone has an achievement that we want to shout you out, you can let us know if you want to feel special as well.
I would like to do a shout out to Ari, who got a solo staff on their first purple the other day doing a 150.
Nice.
They were just doing a combat achievement. They got a solo shadow.
Shout out Ari.
So sick.
Moving on to the Gielinor Gazette. In this month's Gielinor Gazette, Mod Husky tells us about how to make an old school RuneScape league. That is actually 95% of this post, so we will not be going over that.
Yeah, but if you want to listen, or if you want to read that yourself, we will be including this link on YouTube, or you can check out the OSRS news page.
Yes. So again, this is for April 2023. Welcome back to the Gielinor Gazette. We had a busy month with a veritable April shower of updates. But before we get into details, some admin stuff. Which is really just stuff we've already gone over.
Yeah, just telling us about the community showcase. And it's kind of the same in the beginning of the community showcase. They're talking about the Gielinor Gazette.
Yeah. So the community showcase, feel free to submit all your stuff there.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe you'll get highlighted like all those other people
I
we
should
just went
submit
over.
some of my silly little shorts.
Yeah, maybe you could. So for the probably the most interesting part of this entire post is going to be the project update for the new skill. So unless you've been living under a chompy bird's backside, you'll know that this is a very exciting time for old school RuneScape. We've chosen our first ever new skill.
Brr.
Of the three pitches presented, sailing to the crown and have moved on to the all-important refinement stage. Thanks once again to everyone who voted. You're making old school history. Yeah, this is the first skill in I think like 10 years. So
It's like 500 years.
yeah, at least 500 gaming years. We also want to reassure those of you who voted for the other two skills that your input is still very valuable to us, just not as valuable as everyone else.
I do think it's funny because they in that was saying, let's work together, make the best skill possible. Because they make it seem like they're gonna be like, when we're still looking into it, but they don't. They're just
Yeah,
like,
they're like,
thanks
thanks.
for your input. Anyway, sailing.
Yeah, kind of funny. They continue by saying, we've been keeping our plans largely under the radar, but we're finally ready to give you a sneak peek at our refinement process. We expect sailing refinement to take at least 2 months. And if you did listen last week, then this is no news to you. During this time, we'll be utilizing surveys, Q&As, videos, and Discord stages to gather your feedback and start building towards a fully refined skill that we can show off. So they do have some tentative date and timelines for the skill, broken down into core gameplay, navigation, reward space, map C scale, integration, lore, survey, Twitch Q&A, blogs, stages, and other. So if you want to go check out the entire thing, they have a breakdown for what is expected in April, May, June, and hopefully the actual poll, which will be in July.
Yes, they have just like the and they have just like all the different kinds of events thing going on by month. So like there's a Twitch Q&A in May and then in July. So you can just keep track of what's happening when if you want to stop by.
Yeah.
Contribute.
And it is broken down by month and by week. So for instance, the reward space is hopefully going to be done in the first week of June. But of course, this might take a little bit longer or a little bit less time depending on how everything else goes.
Yeah, I really wonder if this entire thing will be done by mid-July.
Yeah, I
It's
really
so much.
hope so because yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it will be. I hope if it is that it's not rushed.
Yeah, I agree. And as far as Discord stages go, some of you have already participated in the Discord stages experiment, which we're pleased to say was a great success. We're really enjoying these podcast style discussions, and your feedback was incredibly positive. In our first stages call, we reached over 1,000 participating Discord users. Let's try and smash that record. Okay. I wish they would really like, I don't know, kind of say more about this and also like put out videos on it because, you know, a lot of people can't just be available all the time to do these Discord stages. So for anyone wondering, it's pretty much like a live Q&A live stream. And
on Discord?
yeah,
I'm
on
in
Discord.
the channel, but I never look at it.
Yeah, exactly. So
Not gonna lie.
I wish they had these like recorded and like put out kind of like how they do for all the other Q&As. Maybe they
I guess
have.
that's the point is they want it to be more live.
Yeah, maybe they have or they are, but yeah, I wish they would just do that because I think a lot of people, including us, are out of the loop because they don't have any recordings of it.
Yeah, I mean that we've seen.
Yeah, that we've seen. And it'd just be cool to see the ideation process for the entire thing.
Totally. But moving on to the Desert Treasure 2 Fallen Empire news. So the Desert Treasure 2 Rewards beta has closed early after just 1 week, thanks to the amazing feedback from our community. A big gold star to all of you.
I hate when they say stuff like that.
Why?
We're not a class of kindergartners. We don't need a gold star.
I will take a gold star.
All right.
It's clear the rewards need a bit more work before they're ready to enter the game. Now, with the game jam, external playtests, and a lot of bank holidays on the horizon, we're not in a position to make significant changes to the rewards just yet. Don't worry though, we've penciled more development time into our schedule, and we reckon we'll be able to release a second beta sometime in May, where you'll be able to try the new and improved rewards. We'll be taking a deeper look at the ruinous powers, the effects of rewards like Virtus and the upgraded ancient scepters, and considering a major point of feedback that the rewards feel like a little too much all at once.
Yeah. I wonder what they are going to be doing that. I think considering a major point, they're just like, yeah, we decided to just go with it anyways.
I mean, I'd be okay with that.
Sure.
As much as we love giving you cool new weapons to swing around, we share your concerns about power creep. So we agree these changes are necessary for the long-term health of the game. Thank you again for your respectful, thoughtful feedback. As we continue to refine our design for the new prayers, we want to reiterate that in line with our new polling process, nothing is set in stone at this point. The only polls we've run so far have been opinion polls to guide our design work, so we don't consider anything to be off the table. All options are still open, and if after further iterations, the Ruinous Powers still don't feel quite right, we don't have to keep moving forward with them. So what's next for DS2, The Fallen Empire? DT2, she messed up.
Yeah, definitely not Dragon Slayer yet again.
Keep an eye on the blog throughout May to find out.
Yep, so hopefully...
Every other week we just talk about it over and over again.
Yeah, just the same problems. They clearly, they even said that they haven't made any updates to it, just the same old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of more things that have actually had some updates, though, is going to be the Bounty Hunter update. So same thing with this beta, though. Unfortunately, it did conclude a little bit early. So there's a poll running right now to decide which rewards will make it into the game.
Pause. We actually have poll results that we will read to you after Robert reads the rest of this.
We do, and they are good news. Make your way to an in-game poll booth, but like we said, it's already over. We're really not far away now from bringing this iconic PvP minigame back to OSRS. And for the poll results, literally everything except for 2 things passed.
Well, except for one thing passed. So
one thing with the option of it.
Yeah. So the one that failed, should we have the ability to remove up to 500 combat XP with bounty hunter points as described in the blog? That one failed. It got 66.6% said yes, and then 33% said no.
Yeah.
So we will not be getting that. Someday, surely, they must add something to get rid of combat XP.
I don't know. I think the main reason people don't want to do it is because they don't want to deal with whatever, finicky shenanigans might come out of it, like people reducing their levels or whatever. But
yes,
I guess it's kind of understandable.
Yeah.
But
the other one that had a little bit more split answers was asking how the high score should work. If they should start a new high score starting from 0 or continue adding to the original high scores. So 68% of people said create a new high score table and leave the old one alone. 31% said continue adding to the high scores table. So
yeah, so
I don't know if they're for sure going to do the one that's 60%, but I'm assuming so.
Yeah, it seems like they will. So if you are concerned about your high scores, just do it again. Honestly, yeah.
No, they're going to start a new one, so you'll be able to...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but at least your old ones will be preserved.
Yeah, I guess so. So that's kind of cool to go back. But yeah, if you're worried about your place in the rankings, just do it again. So
start anew.
Yeah, it's honestly not that big a deal. But moving on to forestry,
I'm very excited about this. I feel like we haven't been talking about forestry as much.
Very, very exciting. They actually have some updates in this as well.
Super cool.
Big, bold emphasis on, please note, some of the models used in these screenshots are placeholders. So
some of them don't look the most exciting.
Yeah, they definitely do not look as good as you would have imagined. But either way, moving on, they say our exciting new woodcutting expansion is well on its way to launch, but today we have some smaller updates to share with you. So some new and improved events. So we have rising roots. Roots spawn around your tree you're chopping and periodically move around with a chance for one to be a special version that gives more rewards. This will reward things like anima-infused bark, woodcutting XP, and potentially tree roots as well.
Okay. Next up, the leprechaun. So friendly leprechaun has appeared to help you transfer your items to the bank. Normally he'll only take woodcutting items, but if you have a leprechaun charm in your forestry kit, you might just convince him to deposit other items as well. I hope that they make him look different. You know, it'd be cute. Because, the example they use is just a regular leprechaun, like farming.
I think it'll be a regular leprechaun.
I was going to say they should have him wearing the little forestry outfit.
Maybe
with his little hat, though.
I think what they should have done, which would actually be a giant brain move, would be to have a little, forest animal come up.
Oh.
And then if you had, a forest speak amulet, kind of like the ghost speak one, then you could talk to the animal and he'd be like, oh, yeah, what else do you want me to take?
Oh, nice. Okay.
That makes way more sense than a leprechaun.
Instead of the leprechaun charm.
Yeah, because the leprechaun is not woodcutting related at all.
Yeah, this is
literally just a leprechaun that says woodcutting in front of it.
To be fair, it's the same with the farming. We just have a random leprechaun hanging out on our farming patches.
Yeah, to be fair, neither of them make sense, but at least it's already established the leprechaun is a farming thing.
I guess.
Then we have the struggling sapling.
I would like to say this animation looks more anticlimactic than I would have imagined.
It is literally a stick coming out of the ground.
But it's struggling.
It does have a health bar. So when a tree is chopped down, it may turn into a struggling sapling. Foresters must create mulch to provide the sapling with vital nutrients. Saplings are surprisingly picky, though. So players must work together to discover the optimum ingredient combinations to save the sapling in time.
That reminds me of the one dude that lives in his mom's basement. Oh, Evil Dave during
Yeah.
the cooking quest. How you have to do the spices and try different versions over and over.
Oh yeah, this will
It's
be
gonna be
fun.
like that.
I'll just go to a different tree. This event will reward you with anima infused bark XP leaves, which is scaled by your woodcutting or farming level, whichever is higher.
Hmm.
So this seems really dumb.
I don't think I'll mind it because I don't think it'll be as annoying as the Evil Dave one.
I don't think it'll be as annoying, but
It does get stressful whenever they do like the find the perfect combination.
I'm more put off than I should be that the fact that mulch doesn't help trees grow.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh. Provide nutrients.
No, in real life.
Oh. What does mulch do in real life?
Mulch in real life just like stops things from growing. Like you put it on your lawn instead of grass.
Really?
Yeah, you don't
Oh.
pour mulch on a tree.
So they need to adjust this and just change it to like tree food.
Yeah,
What would that be?
something.
Compost?
Yeah, like compost would help.
I think that they just didn't want to use compost again, but they can find something else.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's exactly the reason because
They just don't want to say compost
I've
again.
never. Maybe I'm just an amateur when it comes to trees, but I don't think you put.
Someone's listening right now scoffing like, he thinks you can't put mulch on trees.
Yeah, I would be happy to be wrong, but I don't think you put mulch on trees ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't know either way. It's no surprise that all my plants are
Yeah,
dead.
let us know the master landscaper that's just boiling over in anger.
Please tell us.
Yeah, let us know.
Moving on to flowering bushes. Anyone chopping a tree with a bee on a stick in their forestry kit may be alerted to pollen-rich bushes in the area. These bushes need some help cross-pollinating so they can bear fruit. However, each bush is only compatible with the pollen from one other bush, so find the matches and spread the pollen carefully. We're thinking this event could be a source of strange fruit. I would say, but I mean, they also like their images are just like concepts. I thought this would look very much cooler.
Yeah, it definitely
like little bushes.
definitely could use some work.
Use
Also,
some pizzazz.
I will almost certainly just not do this one either.
I thought you loved strange fruit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I love strange fruit as a level 1 Iron Man.
It should be able to give you like something else as well, not just strange fruit.
Yeah, as
no one will
a like
do it
negative
really.
30 agility Iron Man, these are great because then
Yeah.
you could just run around.
But then as you get your agility up, it becomes irrelevant.
But also, I don't know when's the last time I was running from tree to tree.
Mm-hmm.
All the best tree spots are when there's 2 trees right next to each other.
I mean,
So-
forestry is gonna make you crazy. Or you could use the wood cutting leprechaun and deposit all your strange fruit for later.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'll be skipping this one. But interesting concept. Interesting concept. Maybe they could do a different reward instead of strange fruit.
Yeah, or additional rewards.
Yeah, maybe. We've also been working on a new direction for campfires and tea buffs. This is a really interesting change.
Yeah, but this just a disclaimer.
This is still a concept phase, and it's subject to change. So,
Yes, because I know they were getting a little weird about the campfire and tea.
yeah, sure. Currently, we still plan for campfires and teas to boost gathering and production skills. But as a new twist, we'd like to include a tertiary effect. The power
That
of...
word is so not how I thought it was gonna be pronounced.
Oh, really?
I always hear in my head as territory or something.
No, yeah, it's tertiary.
Tertiary.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It's-
Okay.
yeah,
It's like a third of thing.
Yeah, instead of secondary, you have tertiary.
Whenever I'd read the tertiary, because it's on every wiki page basically.
Yeah,
I would always read it as territory.
nice. Well, for anyone else wondering, maybe it was tertiary, it's not.
Tertiary.
Yes.
Okay.
The power of this effect is based on the power property of the leaves being used. With the way we're currently distributing leaf properties, if a player wants the largest possible boost, they'll have to take the smallest stat boost in exchange. Teas don't stack, so drinking a tea will only serve to replace your buffs.
Interesting.
Yeah, kind of interesting. It's kind of, I don't know what they mean by if a player wants the largest possible boost, they'll have to take the smallest stat
No,
boost.
I literally don't understand that. That seems like a contradiction.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you can't take both, so I'm confused.
Yeah, I would have to see.
I don't know if we're reading this weird.
I mean, it's kind of worded weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
They-
we're wording it word for word. We're just
They
not
certainly
understanding.
don't proofread these, so maybe they just worded it weird, or we're just not processing this
silly
correctly.
billies.
Either way, I'm gonna read it one more time. It says, "With the way we're currently distributing leaf properties, if a player wants the largest possible boost, they'll have to take the smallest stat boost in exchange." So I'm guessing there's going to be a large boost to the secondary or the tertiary with a
Oh
small
yeah.
stat boost for the primary, whatever that
Could be
is.
that, I guess. It's still weird.
Either way,
Could have been worded better.
yeah, they didn't say what the primary effects are. I mean, originally it was just straight up stat boost, so I don't. That could still be the primary, but either way, they
Mm-hmm.
do have some discussion for what the tertiary effects are, which, from what I'm seeing, could potentially be much stronger than the primary benefits.
Yes. Remember, these are all just a concept.
Yeah. So they have a few of them here. Some of the tertiary effects that are being discussed currently is an increase in clue drop chance for monsters and skilling. Then the second one is a chance to save ranged ammo and magic
That's really
runes.
nice for irons.
Yeah, potentially, especially the magic runes, I guess, early on at least.
Yeah.
Boosted minigame reward points.
That's nice.
Yeah, as well as boosted Slayer points and superior monster spawn chance.
These are all really good. These are
Yeah.
all just really good.
Like I said, some of these are really good or potentially really good. And I'm also kind of concerned though, like
Why?
one, because it seems like you're gonna low key be. Well, I mean, if these are tradable, then this doesn't matter, I guess, for most people. But
Mm-hmm.
this kind of seems like it might be like a required thing to do. Like for the other events, I was like, this event sucks, I'll skip it. But if like you're kind of required to do this stuff, like obviously, why would you want to spend more time doing Slayer or
Yeah.
more time
You
doing a
get more
mini game?
points.
If you could just get the boost for it, then you could obviously do less of it. So it's like if this is kind of a requirement
I
to,
imagine it'll take the same amount of time. It's just an alternative to if you don't feel like grinding those things.
yeah, if it's like the equivalent of the the special type of runes that you can get from Sins of the Father for rune
Mhm.
crafting
Yeah.
that give you more XP, but it essentially takes more time to get
Yeah.
it than it does to just saves you time in the main event, not
Yes.
overall. Then I'd be okay with that. But yeah, I just don't want it to feel like it's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go chop some trees, or it's like, oh wait, cool, I'm gonna go do some Slayer. Man, I gotta chop some trees first.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think it'll be like that. I don't think it'll be necessary. It'll just be like a little extra thing if you feel like if you like woodcutting more.
yeah. Hopefully, because yeah, I mean, this seems pretty cool, but yeah, hopefully. Also, I really hope they last a while because all of these things, it's like,
Oh, can you
if
imagine like 2 minutes?
yeah, if
2 minutes killing hellhounds for a clue scroll, and
you're
you're like,
like,
oh, it's done.
all right, cool, I'm doing this mini game. All right, it's about to end. Gotta take a sip, and then it's like you gotta do that for each game because they only last 5 minutes. Or
Yeah,
something.
I'm really curious how that's gonna work.
Yeah, I feel like they would have to
Oh, interesting.
last because I mean,
Like
even
10 minutes.
if you take, I don't know, because how the buff would have to last a long time.
And remember, this is still concept phase, so
Because for
they have
instance,
to work it out.
like we were just talking about Guardians of the Rift, that's
Yeah.
at least 10 minutes. That's
More realistically, 15.
that's as long as like the longest boosts in the game.
Yeah, I don't know if that means you're just gonna have to be carrying teas around with you everywhere.
Exactly. Like maybe the strategy
weird.
will be, all right, Guardians of the Rift is about to complete. Time to take a sip.
Yeah, right. It
All right.
might be.
Yeah, that'd be kind of lame. Either way, that's it. Then we have some quality of life polls. We've made great progress on a lot of the jobs from the latest quality of life poll, including combat achievement changes that you've been looking forward to, and you can expect those and a
Now.
lot more sometime next month, which is this
AKA
month,
now.
which is now.
Moving on to the enhanced client news. The next milestone for the enhanced client is incoming. It's a big one. Next month, we'll drop a slew of long-awaited features, including ground item highlights and loot tracking. For those unfamiliar, ground item highlights is a system that names which items are on the ground, so you can see exactly what's on the floor without having to right-click or zoom in for a better look. You can set a minimum limit. You can set a minimum limit for loot so that only items above a certain value threshold appear. It's also possible to exclude certain items entirely and even color code the loot stack by value. These are all very normal things to us.
Yeah, stuff you can already do.
The loot tracker, on the other hand, will keep tabs on the loot you've already picked up. You'll be able to exclude certain items from the tracker, so only the stuff you really care about will show up, and you can even track things like the number of marks of grace received from agility courses.
The
That's
number
nice.
of marks of grace.
No, but that's not a thing you could do right now.
It certainly is through the agility tracker.
What? Is that a different plugin?
I don't know. I definitely know how many marks of grace I'll get in a session.
No, it's how many marks of grace you get from like each course. Like I wish I could look back and see
Wait,
how
is
much
it
I've gone
from
everywhere.
is it from each course, or are you assuming?
No, it says the number of marks of grace received from agility courses. Right? Wouldn't that mean?
I don't know.
course?
I wonder if it actually tracks it like that though.
I hope so, because wouldn't that be fun?
I mean, I don't know if it'd be fun. It'd just be like, because usually,
I'm very nosy. I like to know things.
I guess so. If it tracks it like that, that'd be kind of interesting. I just
Yeah.
imagine it's like how agility is now, where it's like, oh, you've done 300 laps and you've gotten 100 marks.
I don't have that. Like, I want to, like, that's just per session, too.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's
Yeah.
per session.
But I mean, the loot tracker, how the loot tracker is now on Runelite at least, like, you have to reset it. So you'd be able to track how much you got, like, over a month if you wanted.
Yeah, I guess so. But
I don't know. I like it.
yeah, I don't know. I just don't care. Like after 260, I don't know why anyone cares.
I want all the colors.
Yeah, like I said, after 260, I mean, even after you get your regular and then you get 260 more, I don't know why you're still counting.
Okay. Anyway, moving on to the mobile TLI. We've been tinkering away at our mobile rework, and next month you can look forward to a blog showcases our plans in greater detail. Jagex account. We've entered the open beta phase of Jagex account, which means anyone who wants to try out new and more secure account system is in luck. You find everything you need to know via the Jagex account's open beta news post, which we talked about a couple weeks ago. We've seen lots of useful feedback, and we're currently discussing how best to act on your suggestions. That said, we're always excited to hear your thoughts and are working towards creating a survey to better understand what you think about the new account system. Keep an eye on this space.
And finally, the last thing is going to be the April Game Jam, which of course is just wrapping up right now, if not already over. This is going to be, by the time the Gazette goes live, we'll just have wrapped up our first Game Jam of 2023.
I like how you said it, and then you read and you're like, the same thing.
Yeah. So although we can't share specifics of what we've worked on just yet, we'll be showing off most of our ideas in May. We're also thinking of new ways to showcase Game Jam projects, including a survey and a live stream, but they're not 100% confirmed just yet. And like we said last week, if anyone was wondering, you could check out the hashtag OSRS Game Jam, and there's a bunch of sneak peeks for everything, including capybaras, rat boss, as well as wilderness rejuvenations.
Yep, we talked about most of it last week, but I'm sure that there are some tweets that we missed.
Potentially, yeah. And like I said, for the remainder half of the page, if you just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, all of that is actually Husky's way of
talking about leagues and how they're created.
Exactly. Going through the process of what it takes to make a league. Honestly,
it's very long, so I don't think it would work well reading it out loud.
Yeah, so I feel like it's not really interesting unless you're really interested in that topic specifically. Yeah. But obviously there's going to be some people, so if you are interested in that, you can check it out. They have a bunch of stuff listed out, including things that they come across as far as problems or things that are included in the process from good to bad and everything in between.
I did like at the end in the closing thoughts, they wrote, if you're still reading, I'd like to say thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time. If you scroll down, just get it too long, didn't read. You should have known I don't really do things shorthand. So I'm afraid you'll have to go back and read the whole thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Honestly, I find that very relatable. I have a hard time making stuff shorter too. I'm an overshare. I over-explain.
I went to the bottom and already knew Husky wouldn't do that, but I kind of wished they did. But
I didn't know that.
No, yeah, that's not the way Husky does things.
Yeah, but that is it for the April Gielinor Gazette.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to this week's update, we have the point-based combat achievements. So
huge.
Like we said the other, just earlier, actually.
The other just 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, pretty big, and we kind of give you an overall, kind of idea of how it works, but here we have the actual write-up of what it exactly is going to be doing.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, we've already talked about this in the past, though. This is a rework from Poll 79, and even longer before that, when they first mentioned it, it was talked about extensively, so most people have a pretty good idea of what it is.
People have been wanting this for a while.
Yeah, but it's the update that everyone has been waiting for, apparently. Many of you have been holding off on completing your combat achievements until the promised rework from Poll 79. Well, today's the day, so you've got no excuses now. Under the new points-based system, tasks are worth a number of points equal to their tier. Every task you complete will contribute to your point total. Naturally, the harder the task, the more points you'll receive. So this provides a number of benefits. The main one being that the awesome rewards available from combat achievements can now be unlocked with a combination of said achievements. With any combination of said achievements, instead of having to complete the entire tier, which would, could be kind of a hassle. Maybe you don't like a specific God War dungeon or something like that. So
or some stuff Slayer locked. Like people were saying they don't have 95 Slayers, so they can't finish stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe you really like raiding and you don't really like doing God Wars bosses, then you can kind of make up for that there and be like Michelle, where you complete an elite tier without ever having done some of the elite ones.
Yeah.
This provides a number of benefits, like they just mentioned. We hope the new system will encourage players to try out harder tasks early in their account progress instead of feeling like there's no point in trying until they were ready to complete the entire tier.
I totally was feeling that too. There was some stuff that I was like, I could try this, but I might as well wait till I'm like on master only.
Yeah. Since it's been a while since the Pole 79 blog, here's a refresher on how the new system works. So, step 1 is to complete a task and earn points. You can see how many points each task is worth beneath the task on the interface. You'll also see a progress bar, which tells you how close you are to your next unlock. Also, for anyone wondering exactly how many points you get, they have a full breakdown on how many points you get for easy, medium, hard, elite, master, and grandmaster.
Going from 1 to 6 for those.
1 to 6, 1 being easy, 6 being grandmaster, for a total of 33 points, all the way up to 2,000 points for all of the grandmasters.
Yep, it really adds up there.
Yeah, those are for the threshold totals, if I didn't make that clear. So if you want to get to elite, you're going to have at least 820 points throughout all of the tiers combined,
Yeah.
obviously. And then you'll move into the master tier. And so if you do want to break into grandmaster, you'll have to have over 1,400 points in order to be in the upper echelon. And of course, it's still the same as before. If you want all of the grandmaster perks, you are still going to have to complete every achievement.
The beautiful Zuckhelm.
Yeah, so the only thing this helps is for everything below max combat achievements. So just keep that in mind.
I have a side note that I totally forgot to say with my personal updates. Someone finally redeemed for me to send Inferno this week.
You got to level 30 what?
I got to 32.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a $500,000 channel point reward to send
$500,000 channel point reward.
500,000 Cappy coin channel point
There we go.
redeem. And I went and I got to 32. I was really excited about it.
Yeah.
Because my PB before this week was 14, I think. And then I ended up getting to like 29. And then I tried a couple more times and got to 32.
Nice.
And it was hard, but I got that far. And it's really frustrating there.
It can be.
Yep.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. Anyway.
Also, for anyone wondering on any simple strategies to get some really easy points early on to boost you out of medium or even hard tier, I'd recommend doing a bunch of elite and masters. That might sound easy because it actually kind of is. There's 129 tasks for each of elite and master, which is more than easy, medium, and hard combined. Or pretty close to it.
I was doing the math.
I was doing the math. I was like
almost
100.
the same.
Yeah, it's really, really close to being more than
They have
easy, medium, hard combined.
Significantly more than other tiers.
Yes, both of them have a lot, and they're worth a really good amount of points. So if you can do some elites or masters, I'd recommend at least giving them a try.
Yeah.
If you are stuck in the medium or hard range.
If you look, there's ones that, like he was saying earlier, like just get a certain amount of KC somewhere.
Exactly. So medium can be pretty easy to get out of, but getting out of hard is what you really want to do. That's when a lot of the really nice rewards start getting unlocked.
Oh yeah.
And for it's funny, I saw a lot of memes where people are like so happy that this came out, and they're like, all right, everyone's gonna go to pest control now.
Oh yeah, because now it's giving you more pest control points.
Yeah, up to double.
Which sucks because I greenlogged it like the week before they said that, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, so for anyone wanting to save some
well.
points at pest control, or if you just want to go there, you can actually still get rewards, obviously in the form of experience. So you can still go do that if you are just trying to take it easy.
Yeah.
As far as step 2 goes, when you've earned enough points to fill the green progress bar, you'll unlock a new reward. This interface works similarly to the ones found in Leagues modes, and just like Leagues, you can plan ahead and get a sneak peek at unlocks beyond your current tier.
A little bit of motivation.
Yep. Step 3 is the final step, and this is where you reap your rewards. It's really that simple. You'll also notice the following improvements to the combat achievements interface. Tier icons have been changed from
Just a little
32 to 24 pixels. No, it's actually smaller.
Oh, I read it backwards.
Yeah, boss models will now spin when they're supposed to.
That's cute.
Yeah, cool.
That is it for the combat achievement, but there are some more changes this week. So first up is the Abyssal Lantern, which we already kind of mentioned. While developing our new RuneCraft minigame Guardians of the Rift, we decided that'd be more thematically appropriate for players to obtain the Abyssal Lantern from the Rewards Rift rather than having to buy it from Saradomus Wizards.
That's a really weird way of saying you're disregarding a poll.
Yeah, right, for lore reasons. However, this method of the reward was totally reliant on RNG, which isn't particularly fair, especially considering that we originally pulled the lantern as a reward from the shop. In this week's update, we're allowing players to purchase the Abyssal Lantern for the first time. While it won't be available in the reward shop for the aforementioned lore reasons, players can purchase it directly from Felix for 1,500 Abyssal Pearls. In the course of this conversation, Felix will explain how the wizards got a hold of this unholy artifact. To learn more, go and have a chat with him.
Also, they spelled artifact wrong.
They spelled it the English way.
Is that really the English way?
I think so. It's an E. Art E fact.
Wow.
I think so.
Damn. Unfortunate. Okay. Either way. Looting bags. So this is pretty exciting. Players can now purchase the looting bag from a Slayer Master for a measly 10 Slayer points.
It's actually pretty nice. You don't
Very
have to
nice.
go to Wildy.
Yeah, you don't have to go and kill a bunch of rats in a corner to get the looting bag. This should be a welcome change for Ultimate Iron Man players, as it means the looting bag is now obtainable without engaging in PvP content.
It's also nice if you happen to lose yours and you want to get it back before you go to the wilderness.
Yeah.
You could just go and buy it instead.
Yeah, really, really nice update. And also, just a quick throw-in, Truver Parchments now drop in 2s. So if you get one from the Wilderness Slayer loot table specifically, actually, then you will now get 2 instead of just 1.
Yes. We also have some more Chambers of Xeric changes, which I'm actually so excited about.
Yeah, those last 3 changes were all Poll 79 changes, in case anyone missed it. And this is
These
just
other
completely different
Unfold.
other changes.
So we've added a storage chest in the Chambers of Xeric lobby, which functions as a bank. Now it's easier than ever to swap gear before diving into the raid. You didn't know before, you have to hold a room, so you'd have to be standing in there and be like, can someone come in here so I could go to the bank? And then someone would have to stand there and be ranked in your CC, otherwise you'd lose the room.
Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know what she's talking about, a really common strategy in Chambers of Xeric is to scout a raid, because Chambers is a random set of rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So you would scout on a set of rooms that you would like, and then you would hold that room. But it'd be kind of annoying going in and out trying to get your items. So now you can just go in whenever you're scouting, find what you want, and stay in there instead of having to leave and come back.
Actually, such a good quality life thing. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, some people said it's especially nice for anyone that is a no prepper, because obviously then you don't have to leave. Because before, obviously, if you're soloing and you're a no prepper, then
you pre-pot.
You would have to like get someone to like help you hold the room or hire a scout.
Yeah, well, you go and do your pre-pot, and then if you leave.
Yeah, exactly.
If you leave also, you lose your pre-pot.
Yeah.
So you have to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was kind of annoying, but now it's especially nice for anyone that's solo, because that was also a problem with anyone solo, because obviously if you found a room, you'd have to have everything you wanted.
Yeah. Mine is just people would always be like, can you add a rank for in the CC for me? And I'd be like, oh yeah, sure. I have like 1 million sergeants in my friend's chat. While we're at it, we've also added 2 storage units to the Great Olm's antechamber, meaning last minute gearing up and restocking can happen without anyone having to clamber up a rope. It's very unnecessary. The bank was upstairs, and then you had to go downstairs before going into Olm.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Another big quality of life update.
Yeah. Please note that you can only use the bank interface, the first one, before the raid begins. Once it started, the interface will close.
Yep.
That's actually I'm so excited about this.
So no sneakiness.
And also, you could be like, oh, go get a pet for good luck, and you don't have to make them actually leave the room.
Sure.
It never brings good luck, but we pretend.
Here are some of this week's smaller changes. The Wilderness Weapon and the Bracelet of Ethereum now have a add X function, similar to a lot of other things now.
So strange that it didn't.
Also, cases for the high scores have been reduced yet again by 5 additionally, from 20 down to 15. You know the drill by now. The check option on charged weapons from the Wildy boss rework no longer displays when the bank is open, meaning they can now be equipped more conveniently. Really weird discrepancy there. They also fixed the typo in Rune Mysteries, a quest as old as time.
Such an old quest. How did we just notice a typo?
Players may once again automatically remove permanently muted or banned players from their ignore list. The removal process runs roughly once each day rather than continuously to reduce the load on our systems. But yet again, we can only mute up to 400 players, which is really weird.
It's very odd.
Reduce the active area of the minimap where it overlaps with the wiki button. players who have the wiki button enabled while using their fixed size display mode on desktops will find it clicking it no longer triggers the minimap walk requests. So that's kind of nice, I guess, if you're playing on a smaller display. Disabled the party room quest, or in quest running or quest speed running worlds rather. Jeez.
Why? It's the most fun room in quest speedruns.
Yeah, I don't know why they would. Maybe there's some weird shenanigans. I was gonna say I don't know why they're.
People just go and do little drop parties and then leave.
No, maybe they just go in there and like there's like some weird way of like getting around a mechanic or something in a quest.
I wonder.
They also adjusted the quest speedrunning diamond trophy for DS2 from 70 minutes to 60 minutes, so it's
so sorry everyone who had
more
it.
difficult.
So sorry.
They also lastly fixed a bug where quick prayers were not turning on consistently in PvP, and they fixed a bug where the Falador Easy diary task following the recent makeover changes
has now been fixed.
And also, sad news, Easter's over, and so is the event.
We had a wonderful time experiencing Mod Mankid's first ever project. I think they did a good job on it.
Also, I think it's Manked, but
oh yeah,
we'll never know.
Every time I don't know, I feel like I pronounce it differently each time.
Mankid, just like we are also ranked.
That's so stupid. Moving on to Discord stages. Join us for a Discord stage discussion today with the development team working on OSRS's first new skill. We talked about this a little bit before, but they go on to say that we'll be chatting podcast style to hear dev thoughts following community feedback on the refinement survey for sailing. It's a great chance to submit your questions live and get more insight from the OS team. Plus, who doesn't love talking statistics? I know I hate it. The new skill Player Council Discord is open to everyone, so make sure you're in the server to keep up with our smaller updates throughout the next few months. And be sure to register your interest using a link on this post.
Yeah.
They'll see you there at 1600 BST.
Yes.
What date?
Which is today.
Never mind,
which
I
is
already
the
passed.
3rd, which was yesterday. Yeah.
Sorry.
So it's
I didn't read the date. I should have just not even read this.
Definitely already over, and anyone that missed it, like us, you are out of luck.
Sorry for wasting a minute of your life.
Yeah, and also, why don't they record those? PvP rotation has been changed a little bit. Also, it's Zerker loadouts this week for ranked duels and tournaments.
Cool.
Also, a free comic book. Kind of interesting,
yeah. So this Saturday, May 6th, you can celebrate Free Comic Book Day with a special RuneScape comic available totally free from participating shops. You get a hold of some free stuff while supporting your local comic book store. It's a win-win. Use the official Free Comic Book Day store locator. God, that is such a sentence. To see where you can get your mitts on a copy. Simply input your postcode or zip code and hit enter, and the locator will generate a list of participating shops near you. Then all you need to do is pick a friendly local comic shop from the list and show up on May 6th to get your free comic.
And this is in real life loot.
The real life loot. And this is, they also have a special 12-page RuneScape comic which shares early details of the 4-part Untold Tales of the God War series, slated to release later this year, and a graphic novel is on its way next year. Keep your eyes peeled for more details about the full series and some special cover artists soon. And don't miss your free sneak preview on the 6th. So go get free comic books.
Pretty cool. It's
free. Even if you're not interested in RuneScape. Seems like they just have other comic books too. But check it out.
Seems like generally a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
Also, if you are still intrigued, Crack the Clue is ongoing. Wooks has another one in case you missed it.
Yeah, and this hint is related to the clue obtained by the chemist.
Wow.
I feel so bad for Wooks that he has to keep coming up with more clues.
Wow. They're all like, Wooks, come on, man. What is this?
Here's another, and he just like gives you the most vague thing you've ever heard in your life, and they're like, ugh, fine.
I can just imagine him sitting there. 1 + 1. That's it.
Anyway, that is it for all the updates this week, and now we can move on to our Q&A. All right, our first question is from Ivor on Discord. Most of the skills in the game are currently useless, not including Ironman because they obviously don't count. Should Jagex focus their efforts first on removing the useless skills from the game, i.e. fletching, firemaking, fishing, cooking, mining, smithing, crafting, runecrafting, hunter, fletching again, and agility, instead of developing a new skill? So Ivor's always coming with the hottest takes.
Yeah, before anyone actually responds in earnest to this, I'm almost certain Ivor has never made a non-facetious question. So, don't take it too seriously.
Before we say our responses, though, Harger did respond to this as well, saying, in my opinion, these useless skills are what differentiates RuneScape from other games. Maybe not the only differentiating factor, but long useless grinds definitely are annoying, but often addicting and smoothing. But why are these considered useless? Technically, they all serve a pretty important purpose. The most useless skill, in my opinion, is Slayer. Why does it want to tell you what to attack? Why not just attack what you want? So you guys are both going with hot takes because I love Slayer.
Yeah, but I think Slayer is, well, one,
It's a weird skill.
I don't think
I will
any
say that.
skill is really useless, but I definitely think Slayer is one of the worst skills in the game.
It's weird.
Because
They are just telling you what to go fight.
Yeah, like literally they're like, all right, we're gonna lock some of the best content in the game behind this arbitrary level.
Yeah.
For no reason.
I like Slayer, and it helps obviously because I have 99, so I can't complain about stuff being blocked. But it's a really weird skill.
Yeah. I feel like obviously they're trying to go for the like Monster Hunter vibe where they're like, oh, there's this big monster, only you can kill him because you're an experienced monster hunter.
But it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that. So I think it'd be cooler if it was like maybe like a more thematic approach instead of just like, oh, here, go kill 200 of these things 500 times. But
yeah, for Ivor's question, I I mean, I don't know how serious this is, but I don't think that they should remove anything. I do agree that some of these skills, especially compared to like newer skills, are really weird. Like the fact that an entire skill is just lighting fires is kind of crazy considering like how cool the new skill pitches were.
Yeah, but the thing is, the reason I think a lot of these aren't useless is because they're the basis for a lot of new skills.
Yeah, exactly. You can't really get rid of them because they're so intertwined with other stuff.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like a lot of things in the game it makes sense based on your skills. Like you can't do certain quests unless you know how to light fires really well, for example, or if you know how to, catch fish really well, then you have access to these new quests. So, I mean, thematically it makes sense.
Yeah, and kind of agreeing with Harger. I think that all these random skills are what makes RuneScape a little bit different.
Yeah. Also, it'd be kind of weird in any game for you to have that mindset just because it's like...
Yeah, Ivor, you weirdo.
Well, it's just like in World of Warcraft, it's like there's entire expansions where professions, which are their skills essentially, kind of just suck and are useless. But if they took them out, that'd be really weird.
Yeah.
And there's some expansions where they're like very, very sought after. So I don't know. It kind of just goes through like cycles where like some are seemingly more useful than others.
Yeah, we definitely would have been okay if it had never been added to the game, but now that's here, we can't really get rid of it.
I don't know, because I mean, if they never added those skills to the game would be pretty
dull.
Like plain. Like, what are you just gonna? I mean,
not all of them. I like some of the ones that Ivor listed.
It's like you would just only PvM the whole game.
I guess that's what some people want this game to be.
Yeah, which I mean, sure, you can do that. You don't have to do these other skills.
Yeah,
but
except
it's
for Slayer.
It's like I don't know why they would remove them. You just want a different game at that point.
True. Our next question is from Harger on Discord. Would you be open to more team-based skilling activities being introduced into the game? Why are players able to build entire houses alone, catch sharks alone, and scale walls with no help from a friend to pull them up or down? I think there should be more team-oriented skilling activities. Furniture you can only build with help, fish or monsters you can only catch with help, locations you can only access with agility if a teammate holds a rope, etc. With sailing coming into the game, this also makes a lot of sense. No one makes ships and sails alone unless you're Noah. We have a few quests that necessitate a partner. Why not skills? Also, this might deter bots to a minor extent. Finally, it will potentially increase the tightness in the OSRS community. Some backlash is foreseeable. Iron Men, maybe they can pay NPCs to help. Unsocial players, maybe this can help them become more social and work on social skills. Efficiency-oriented players, screw them anyway.
Yeah, so interesting.
Okay,
interesting
you first
thought.
Or me?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. This is easily one of the worst ideas. Easily one of the worst ideas. And for many reasons.
Okay, elaborate.
Sure.
Dramatic.
So thematically, you might have a foothold, but that is all you have. Yeah, sure. Some of these things might be better with other players. Most games are actually better with other players. That's not a hidden secret. But the thing is, most people that play this game don't play with other people. For example, most people really, really hate the very few duo player quest
Shield
that
of
you
Arab and
mentioned.
stuff. Yeah, people do hate those.
They only pair up to do that quest and then never talk
Okay.
to each other ever
I
again.
will say what's annoying about that quest is that you have to choose one side. So you can't always just do it with a friend. You have to be like, I have to find someone who specifically chose this other gang.
Yeah.
That makes it more annoying than it needs to be.
Yeah, sure. But even what if they're all like, all right, cool. I'm halfway through DS2. Have you done DS2 so I can do this other half?
Yeah.
No, that would
Fair.
suck.
Okay.
Also, a lot of people prefer Chambers still to this day, or TOA to this day, over Theater of Blood because you can't solo Theater of Blood.
True.
That's just straight up a fact.
Robert is like the spokesperson for the antisocial group on RuneScape.
Also, you can definitely build. So the thing that would come from this is really like 2 or 3 things. There's
Okay.
really not too many outcomes that come from this. So one is you make a bunch of these things, which you can do with other players, that because they don't want them to be best in slot versions of that skill, they are just irrelevant. So like maybe you can make furniture with other people, boats with other people, but it's not nearly as good as if you did it by yourself in the most efficient way, so no one does it.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2, they make it so strong that it's like, all right, this is the best way to do it, so we're gonna be forced to do stuff that we don't want to do, so everyone's gonna like low-key resent that skill,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be like, all right, that skill sucks because I have to do it with someone else to get like actually good rates, or I can just AFK it forever by myself, which is what you'll probably do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, or you'll create content that no one does.
I thought of it differently because, okay, you were just saying it's a bad idea straight up.
Yeah.
I was thinking like these could be additional training methods, like nothing different. Maybe it gives like the same amount of XP as the normal stuff. So
Yeah,
it's just
sure.
stuff that you can do as a group if you want, but it won't be the most efficient. But it won't be so bad that you never want to do it.
Yeah, that's pretty much like what I said for option 1.
Yeah.
Like it's like there, you can do it, but it's more efficient to just
I don't want it to necessarily be more efficient to be alone though. I want to make the same.
you want it to be like almost the exact same.
Yeah. So then you really have the option.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But they'd have to continually update that with like every new thing they came out with. Like if they came out with a new herb lore thing.
No, yeah. It would be
then
annoying.
They'd be like, all right, cool. We also came out with the 2-person version of this herb lore thing.
It would definitely be annoying.
It would be, that could potentially work, but then all the devs would be like, all right, cool. We have to do double of everything because it has to be balanced for the 2-person version.
I was kind of thinking it just reminds me of Forestry, how they're adding the expansion to that. Because they're making that more of a team-based thing. And they could just think of other stuff to add for other skills.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's a team-based thing, but I think to get the best rates, you need to have 9 other people chopping the same tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean,
There will be, though. People
Yeah.
are going to go hype on that.
yeah, I don't know. It seems like potentially good, but it
worst
also
idea.
that would be the same thing in the reverse if you could only do everything in the game by yourself.
Yeah.
It's like you're just forcing people to do content they don't want to do.
But that's kind of just like Iron Man, and they have a choice if they could be Iron Man or not.
Oh, that's different. You're opting in.
Yeah, okay, fair. Anyway, our last RuneScape question, and then we have one regular question, is from Matt over on Instagram. What do you think of fish farming? So this would integrate sailing, farming, crafting, and hunter. Basically, you'd create big nets with crafting, set them up with sailing, provide sufficient fish feed with farming, and eventually collect the fish with hunter. Of course, the bigger the fish, the more robust the nets must be, the bigger the feed must be, the bigger the boat must be, and the better the hunting skills must be. For super high-level fish farming, for example, whale or shark, players can be dealt damage while attempting to catch the enemy on their ship. I think this sounds fun. I think this sounds like a little minigame, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's the point. Is it's supposed to be like a...
Yeah, like a little minigame.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of fun. But I don't know if it'd be too similar to other minigames.
Yeah.
Because it kind of sounds like the drift net fishing a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I haven't done
agree.
in a second, to be fair.
I think it would be okay. I don't know. Actually, I haven't like thought about this too much.
I did read him the question, so don't put this on me.
Well, it's just so much at once. I kind of zoned out whenever you were saying it.
True. I said it right before we started recording.
Basically, you'd create big nets with crafting, set them up. That's kind of like drift net. And then the feed part is
The feed
that's
part's
kind of
unique,
interesting.
and going to collect the fish. I think it'd be fun if you had to like somehow go underwater to collect the fish.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of how driftnet is, where you get hunter and fishing at
True.
the same time. The bigger the
Yeah.
fish, the more robust the nets must be. That's just leveling up, which I guess is kind of cool. And the better the hunter, of course. For super higher level fishing, I think this would be kind of interesting. I think it would be more interesting if it was something else. Because I,
You just
well,
go into a
like,
totally different skill. You're like, so anyway, fire making, right?
no, like I think it would be cool. Like this idea is like okay. I think it'd be cooler to have an expansion for fishing in a different way, though.
Yeah. I mean, I like how this is fishing without getting your fishing up because that can be such a boring skill.
Yeah, but
It'd be
there's.
like a way for you to get sharks while still not getting
I
fishing
think
up.
fishing is a bad example though, just because there's already so many decent ways to get up your fishing. Because like
Yeah.
barbarian, extremely AFK, and slash extremely fast if you don't do it AFK. And there's also Temporos, which is already pretty cool, and obviously Driftnet, which you mentioned a million times,
Yeah.
which is pretty good XP.
Fishing trawler.
And well, yeah, I guess that technically exists, but no one does it.
Someone yesterday said that's their favorite mini game in the chat.
Well, those people need to see a doctor.
Oh, I reported them. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good idea. I think both this and the last question are good ideas, but they would need like a lot of iteration.
Refinement.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like this I want this to be like an interesting thing. I just don't know how it would be more than what DriftNet already is.
Yeah. I think it would have to be a mini game. They didn't say it as a mini game, but it would have to be to make it different from DriftNet.
Yeah, I think it's really tough to say because we don't know how sailing works. So if
True.
sailing was a bigger part of it and there was like skill with the sailing and then fishing was a smaller part of it, that'd be interesting. Either way, I don't think Hunter would work well with it because DriftNet already has a thing, so it'd have to be like it would just be like sailing fishing.
Fishing's not even a part of it. It's sailing, farming, crafting, and hunter.
Okay, so maybe sailing crafting or sailing
Yeah.
something.
If you can ask us this question in a year again when sailing is out, I would love to see how it would work then once we hear more about it.
Yeah, because I think this would really turn more into a sailing mini game, which would be cool. Because
Sounds like it'd be a cool sailing mini game
It would
because that
be-
would make it different from DriftNet.
potentially this would be really messed up as an idea, but I think like
Whaling?
I think
No.
whaling would be a really good mini game.
Oh my gosh, that's gnarly.
Yeah, because then you could even get like Slayer potentially from it. Because like if you're like hunting Moby Dick, that's like Slayer tier monster. Like that's like a
Moby
boss.
Dick would be cool. That's not quite the same as like whaling how it is now, though, is it?
Well, that is literally a story of whaling.
Is that story about whaling? Straight up,
Yeah.
never read it.
Moby Dick is a whale.
Well, yeah, but I thought it was like a whale that was harassing them, so they hunted it down, not like
Why do you think
whaling?
the whale harassed them?
Because they were whaling.
Dang.
Dang.
You're like, this is just an oddly aggressive whale.
Well, it's kind of like Jaws, that shark is just out with a vengeance for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
sure.
unrealistic, by the way. Fish aren't just like, oh, I recognize you, I'm gonna come eat you.
Yeah, no animal is technically. But yeah,
We got sidetracked.
I think technically, even though it'd be messed up, whaling would be.
No way you want whaling
a
added to
cooler
the game.
version of
You're
this.
such a bad vegan, man.
Well, maybe not technically whaling. Maybe there's like sea monsters.
Okay.
How about
okay.
and then
Yeah.
suddenly it's okay? Yeah. How about there's sea monsters?
Yeah. Well, because whaling's a real thing and it's really messed up.
Well, yeah. So if sea monster hunting was
Can
a
I
real
say-
thing, it'd be messed up too.
Can I say a side note? In Avatar 2, they don't even hide their metaphor for whaling.
It was literally whaling.
We talked about it right to the movie. We're like, so that whaling scene, am I right?
Yeah, that was incredibly unnecessary.
It was very upsetting, though. I think if you don't know how bad whaling is, Avatar 2 will make you realize.
Well, yeah, all prize animal hunting.
Yeah,
That's literally a metaphor for like everything. Tusk hunting, horn hunting.
true. The whaling's just obvious because they were in the water and they're really
Because
smart.
they were whales.
Avatar whales.
Yeah, but yeah. Either way, I think it'd be really cool to have sea monster hunting as
Probably
like
just wants to go whaling in real life.
a potential like mini game esque thing that is like Slayer and potentially Hunter and sailing at the same time.
That'd be fun.
I think that'd be cool. And
I think
also
there probably will be something like that.
for the last question, I didn't want to seem like it's a completely terrible idea.
Because
I think
whenever you really grew on it as you talked about more, because initially you said, I think this is a really bad idea.
I do think it's a really bad idea. I do think they should add more team-based options.
Yes, but
in the
maybe
game,
not exactly like that.
outside of mini games.
Yes.
Because currently it's like, are you doing mini games? I think they should add Team Slayer back into the game.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
I
cool
never
thing.
forgot how to do it.
Yeah, they removed it right before we started playing.
Sucks.
And like that, you could have added that. You could add like other ways to interact with other people, because currently the best way is to play by yourself.
Yeah.
In everything that isn't a mini game.
I mean, that's kind of what they're doing with forestry. So I could see that being something that they add over time, is like adding more things to skills to make it more social.
Or also what would be cool is if they added more incentives to duo mini games.
Mm-hmm.
Because currently, obviously, solo mini games is a thing, multiplayer mini games is a thing. So a duo is to an extent, but
Not
I think
as much.
if they were like, if you duo, you get 10% more rewards, then people are like, all right, let me go find a homie, because I think that would be cool. I don't know. I think it's unreasonable to ask to be able to duo a lot of things in the game.
Yeah.
I think if they added some things here and there, that'd be cool.
It doesn't have to be all or nothing.
Because then
you could do a little bit.
That's why I think God Wars is cool, because it's like it's really like you can solo garage door. A lot of people do, but it's kind of annoying. Like you'd rather just be like, oh, do you want to go tank this for me, and then we can share the loot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's cool. But if they added more stuff like that, I think that's one of the few duo incentives in the game.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Just more activities that you don't have to do alone is cool in general.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know about experience things. That's kind of harder to manage, but that would be cool.
Yeah. Moving on, we have one in real life question. So if you remember last week, Matt was talking about Avril Lavigne, which, side note, he said that he started a mosh pit during Skater Boy at the show.
Nice. Hopefully you elbowed some people in the face.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what a mosh pit is?
Obviously.
I've never actually been in one. Do you think I'd handle it well?
No.
Do you think I'd cry?
Yes.
Actually?
Yes.
Would you cry?
No.
Why do you make me sound like a baby?
Well, because I've been in the front of shows, which is usually right next to the mosh pit.
But you weren't in the mosh pit.
I was mosh pit adjacent.
Still not in the mosh pit.
Okay.
Anyway, so we did mention some Green Day last week. So Matt said that I love Green Day. My favorite is Walking Contradiction, and asked what our favorite Green Day song is. I can't talk.
I listen to those songs in a transient way, in that they will go into my brain and I could know the lyrics, but I don't know the names.
I like Holiday the most.
Sure. There we go. That's a good
American Idiot too. I mean, I just like all the ones that were very popular because those are the ones I heard more as a kid.
I never liked their voices.
What?
Yeah. Like I don't like the way they say words.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Like cuz they're
What an insane thing to say.
they're like British, right?
No,
Are
they're
they not?
American.
Okay, well then I really don't like the way they say things. I was like giving them the benefit of the doubt for years, because I was like, oh, maybe they're European and I don't like the way he says things.
No.
But he has like yeah, I don't know, like such a way of singing that I don't like his voice.
Okay. I mean, I don't really know what Billy Joe Armstrong did to you, but okay. Yeah, they're also definitely Americans. So that's funny that you're like, they're English, right? Nope.
Well, it's like he has like a super stereotypical singing voice of like a bro. Not like a bro, but like I don't know, like whenever people make fun of white guys, that's the voice they use. Is his singing voice.
I mean, to be fair, they're from like the Bay Area.
Okay, sure.
I'm pretty sure.
But
so what do you expect?
You know what I mean? Like anytime, obviously people do like impressions of Asian people or of white people. Whenever they do it of a white surfer bro, I feel like they do his voice.
Really?
And I don't like it.
I don't see that. I don't hear that.
Yeah. Not like the traditional like bro, like aloha dude, but like a traditional like white LA guy.
Really?
That's the vibe.
Now I'm gonna listen to Green Day after this and think about that.
I don't know. Either way, I don't like the way he carries his words or whatever. I don't know how you want to say it. I don't like it. So I've never been like a big fan of his singing style. I will sing along to the songs.
He's never told me he felt this way about Green Day
How
before.
often do we listen to Green Day?
We were talking about them before because they were in San Diego at a concert and we could have gone and watched it on our friend's rooftop downtown.
But did we?
No, because they were gone and we would have to go alone.
No, because I don't really care to watch them.
I didn't know that.
But
I thought it was because they were gone.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, we have a lot to talk about after this is recording.
Either way, let us know if there are any other bands you don't like because of the way their singer sings.
Just ask us more questions about bands because clearly I don't know Robert at all.
I told you I don't like punk. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that.
They're punk rock.
Who cares?
Oh my god.
They're as rock as like Avril Lavigne or as Taylor Swift, which is not much.
You wouldn't get it. Anyway, if you guys want to ask us questions and get Robert ranting like he does and upset me again.
Or if you want to ask us questions about death metal, then...
Robert could actually answer those. I can't really. He could play me stuff and I'll try to contribute.
Do you want to know? Do you know the name of the first actual technical death metal band?
What is this thing? Crazy?
Death.
Oh. Well, that's actually pretty metal, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Why did that sound so like posh to me? I'm like, that's pretty metal, isn't it?
Yeah. They actually have some pretty cool songs. But yeah, that was like OG stuff back in the day. Let us know if you have any questions about anything else music related. Doesn't have to be death metal. It's just joking. But
he does like metal though, so ask him metal questions.
I actually haven't been listening to it lately. I've been listening to a lot of EDM. So.
Yeah, he's become a little rave boy.
Okay, but yeah, so...
You can ask us questions on our social media, though.
Yeah, ask us questions about that. Ask us anything about video games in general or anything of the sort, so...
Yeah, so you can contact us on any comments on the podcast or social media. Our Twitter and TikTok are Bunebapeosrs. Our Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch are all Bunebape, so I stream 5 days a week, twitch.tv/Bunebape. Come say hi. Ask us questions there. Join our Discord via that, or I think YouTube will have the link for it too. And you could join that. We do weekly bong giveaways. 2 nights a week we do movie nights, and we have the podcast question channel.
Yes, we have many things. So hopefully you join us. Hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you did, then we'll see you all next week. Thanks for hanging out.
Very soon.
And we'll see you all very soon.
Bye-bye.
You're banned, dude.
Bye. Also, you never meet Merp. Meet Merp.